Hello future winners! Today is Friday, and every Friday we have an Endgame show. Today we are looking at one game played on Russian Championship this year, and here's the position where we are going to start. So here Black played Bishop f6, and we asked you on Instagram, what do you think? Can White play for a win? Because we see that they are opposite color bishops and the material is equal. What does it mean? Is it a complete draw or White can fight? To answer this question, we need to analyze the position. So what are the rules? When you have opposite color bishops and other pieces, for example rooks like here or queens, side that is more active is playing for a win, and the complete draw is only if there are no other pieces, so only opposite color bishops. So here the side that is more active is having much chances to win the game. But how we define active? If bishop is putting much pressure and it's well placed, then that side is clearly better. So what are the best squares for bishops? This bishop on g2 will love to be placed on d5. Then he's controlling all the squares. And how about this bishop? It would love to be on a7, g1 diagonal. So the side who is faster getting to those squares is the one who is winning. That's why Black played Bishop f6. His idea was to come here, then to control this diagonal from b6 square. But actually, it was better to play rook ac8 and put pressure on c4 pawn, to play active like this, because after bishop f6 and rook d3, which was played in game, Black doesn't have time to go to d8 and b6 because this pawn on d6 is hanging. Rook a d8. And you can slowly see how Black is becoming passive because he needs to protect his pawn and White is attacking. Pawn takes g6. Of course, he wants, after taking on g6, to play bishop h3 and come to this good square d5. But it was better to play rook b1 and then come to b6 and attack both pawns. But he played pawn takes g6, which is also not bad. Pawn takes g6, bishop h3, king g7, bishop e6, he's slowly doing what he wanted, rook e8 and bishop d5. Here we go, he placed his bishop on a good square. So right now White is steady better, White is playing for a win, but it's still not won. And in practical game, Black is probably going to lose because it is very hard to defend when you are a weaker side. Rook b8, this is a logical plan to protect this pawn on a6 with rook and not on a8, which is a passive square. Rook a3, rook b6, h4. Of course, not allowing Black to come to this square from this side. h5, king g2, rook eb8, king h3, rook f8, and Black needs to go back. He doesn't have any active plan or any good plan, so he's simply waiting. And White is the one who needs to find the right plan. But he's not in a rush. He can play slowly, he can use that rule and make his opponent tired, force him to blunder something. So he is also not in a hurry, but he is improving his position instead of simply waiting. And here he finds a very interesting way to get a tempo. So rook f2. And pay attention to that rook. So when rook is on f8, white's rook is on f2. Now rook b8, rook f3, rook f8, and rook b3. Black's rook is again on f8, and white's rook is on b3, not anymore on f2, so he gained a tempo. Bishop d8, in the final moment c5. He could win a pawn, so he could take here, bishop takes, and rook a6. But after bishop c5, black finally activated his bishop, and it's not so important that white is having one more pawn. So white, of course, made the right decision, and he played c5. Rook takes, bishop takes, and rook a6. He is still active, and that was the right decision. Those pawns are falling in any case. Rook f3, rook a8, bishop e7. Actually, it was better to play bishop b6 to prepare to sacrifice that pawn to activate the bishop. But he didn't want to do it, so he played bishop e7. Rook a7, king f8, rook a8, and that's Capablanca's rule, to repeat a position just to give yourself time and to make your opponent tired. To give him a chance to blunder. That's the point. King f8, bishop d5, g5. Black finally lost his patience. It was a last chance to play c4, and he could have chances to make a draw. He would activate his bishop and it would be easier. But no, he played g5, and here's the white who is winning. King g2, rook c3, rook f7, king e8, rook f5. Of course, attacking that pawn on e5 is becoming more and more difficult for black to play. Rook c2, king h3, bishop e7. Now both of those pawns are going to fall down. Rook takes h5. Last chance for black is to try to push this pawn and to make a draw like this, if white needs to sacrifice something. Rook e5, c3, rook e6, king b7, rook c6, bishop d6, a4. White also has a passed pawn. Bishop c7, king g4, rook c1, rook c4, king d8, king f5. So right now king is also active and is coming to play, and this pawn is becoming very, very dangerous. King d7. And let me show you what happens if black takes this pawn on g3. Then white can play king e6, bishop c7, bishop b7, and black doesn't have a move because he can't move his bishop because of mate on c8, and he can't push pawns anymore. White is simply going to win. So that's why black played king d7 to stop king e6. But now, bishop e6, king d8, king f6, rook f1, bishop f5, rook f3, g4, and black resigned the game. Very interesting what happened in the game. First, white knew the rules, he made his pieces active, then he was playing slowly, he wasn't in a hurry, and then black finally blundered. This is happening in many games nowadays, because some players are simply knowing how to do it and waiting so their opponent blunders. And that's what you can do in your tournament games. We really wish you to become a FIDE master first, and then to shoot for other titles.